What's up, guys? In today's video we are going to upgrade the lights in my truck. Here are the lights I picked up. So these are both OEM 2013 and newer projector lights. So they did come factory on the higher end models. Mine is a Lone Star, which is basically right above a Tradesman, so it still has the console and stuff, but doesn't have obviously the projector lights. So we picked these up on Craigslist. I got them for a really good deal. I would recommend just keeping an eye on Craigslist in your area to try to find some. You might be able to pull some from a junkyard for, you know, a truck hitting the back or on the side, something like that. You will need these adapters, and I will throw a link to these in the description below. They are from a company called something Retro Shop. So I will, like I said, throw a link in the description for those. That's basically just like a little resistor and basically tricks your truck into thinking that the lights are factory. So we're going to go ahead and tear down the front and get the lights out. So to get the headlights out, we're going to need to pull the grill out. So we're going to need to take this top cover off here. There's basically just 4 little plastic clips, so we're just going to get underneath there and pry up and pull that off, and then we can get to the mounting screws for the grill itself. I ended up using just a flathead screwdriver to get in underneath and then pulling up. You can kind of see what those little clips look like. Basically, they just go into the holes and hold this piece in. Throw that on the top of the engine. Then we have 4 10mm bolts holding the top of the grill in. The 2 on the outside are coarse thread that thread into the plastic, and then the 2 in the middle are fine thread, so just remember that when you go to put them back in. Alright, now that we've got those 4 10mm out, basically there's a clip right about in the middle on each side here that pulls straight out, and then we'll kind of lift up. So you can kind of wiggle it a little bit. Like that. There we go. Now we'll just put this aside. Once you have this bolt and this bolt out, go over here into the fender liner. There's a little inspection cover right here. Kind of lift up. And then I don't know how well you're going to be able to see in there, but there's that little white tab right there. We're going to push that up. Just like that. So it kind of clicked. So you'll see it's just a white plastic. I can show you better when I get the light out, but it's just a little plastic tab that basically locks in on the back of the light here. So we should be able to go ahead and pull the light out now. We'll just be a little gentle so we don't scratch the paint. That's it. So you can kind of see, this is the little white tab I was talking about right here. So you see how it kind of locks in and slides up. It locks on this little part right here. So now we can unplug it and pull it out. To unplug these connections, there's a little red tab. Just slide that back and that'll allow you to push a little tab down. So just slide that away from the connection and then push a little tab down. If you use a small flathead screwdriver, they should pop out pretty easy, but don't pry on them too hard. They are plastic, so they could tend to break on you. Alright, to give you an idea on how the wiring works, this is the cable that comes with the kit. Here's the other one right here. Basically that big connector right there goes into the headlight, and then there's the little one that comes off of it. That goes to these resistors. So that connects right there. Then each resistor has its own ground cable. So these we're just going to run like a self-tapping screw into something metal to get a good solid ground. We might be able to find a bolt already in there. I'll let you know what I figure out as far as getting a good ground on that. And then we need to mount each one of these. They have little tabs on each side to something metal because they do get really hot. So we don't want to connect them to something plastic and have them melt or something down the road. So that's how that part of the wiring goes. Then you have your two connectors. The long connector goes to, I'll show you here on the truck. So the long connector is going to go to the green one, which is for your headlight. The shorter of the connectors goes to this far one. That's for your turn signals and your kind of daytime running lights. So just remember, and of course there's a diagram that comes with it, but the green one is our headlight, and that's going to be the longer of the two. So I'm going to go ahead and get those two resistors mounted, find a good ground, then I'll bring you guys back when we're ready to plug in the light and actually reinstall it. Got them all mounted, wanted to show you how I did it. So I put two self-tapping screws through the tabs on the two resistors, kind of down here under this level out of the way. I tried up here, and the headlight just comes too close to this bar, so they won't fit right there. So I was able to get them both to fit down here, and then ran a self-tapping screw into the side of the metal frame here for the ground. So now I have all my wiring for that. So I'm going to hook up the other part of this wiring harness, and then we'll bring in the light and install it. We have the little packet of dielectric grease in our silicone dielectric compound is what it's called. I've always called it dielectric grease in each one of the connectors. That just kind of helps with moisture and corrosion and stuff like that. Have all of our connectors. Remember, it's long to the green, short to the black, and then the two red wires to the really short one off this big connector, and this big connector just goes right in to the back of the new headlight. So now we're ready to reinstall this. So this is the little ball that goes into this little socket here, and then make sure that your little white clip is still pushed up. We're going to try to slide this back in, kind of making sure the wires tuck in, close to where they're supposed to here. And there we go. Now we're going to reach back in through the wheel well and pull down on that white connector. Now we're ready to just throw these two 10mm back in and go to the other side. Alright, just jumped in the truck and threw the right turn signal on and the headlights on so that we could check and make sure everything's working, and we are good to go. Little side marker lights on, obviously flashers working and headlights working. So we're going to go ahead and jump to this other side and repeat the process. Show you guys real quick how I mounted them on the passenger side. A little bit easier, a little bit more room. So just have self-tapping screws holding them out right over here, so they have literally airflow all the way around when they get hot. And just this one mount, I mean, these are solid. Then I just ran the self-tapping right through the middle here for the ground. So probably zip tie these wires just to keep it nice and clean, but we're ready to bring the headlight over and plug in our 3 connections. Alright guys, here we are. We're going to give them a quick test. I'll hit my key. Boom, you saw both flashers flash, both headlights are on. Good to go. So all we have to do is throw the grill back in. Well, there she is, all done. So looks pretty damn good. Really didn't take that long at all. I mean, I bet I could do it again in under half an hour for sure, now that I know exactly what to do. So the only thing that took a little bit of time is figuring out how to mount them. Hopefully this saves you guys some time and gives you kind of a step-by-step. The actual shop where I bought the adapters from, they give you the kit with instructions on where to plug the wires in, but they don't really tell you much else. So I really hope that if you bought those adapters, that this helps you kind of get them installed in your truck. So we are done, good to go. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. I have a few other videos on this truck, but I am about to do quite a bit more. I'm about to do front ball joints. I'm probably going to do offset control arms so I can fit some bigger tires on here. We have lift, we have some stereo stuff in the works. So I'm going to try to put a sub and an amp in it. I've already put the speakers in. I'll kind of link to that video as well. So yeah, follow along if you're into some truck stuff, or if you're into classic cars. We have 67 Mustang we're working on. We have our 73 Triumph build, and a couple of other projects kind of laying around. So check out my website as well, classicoctane.com. We got some swag on there. I'll catch you guys on the next video.